What's up, everybody, man? So, I wanted to make a video. Don't care how small it is or whatever. This is the reason why Sony has such a harsh refund policy. Because speedrunners and people who like to play games and then refund them will hurt Sony's bottom line. Sony doesn't play around with a bunch of scammers who like to scam the system. The Xbox fanboys and Steam Deck fanboys, they go around playing games as fast as they can, and then they beat a portion of the game in 48 hours. They see how long a game is, and then they go refund the game in order to beat the system and beat the game before a refund goes up. This is the reason why Sony put a stop to this years ago. Because they know you cheap pieces of shit on PC side and Xbox fanboys, you like to play the system so much. You're not gamers. You're opportunists. I buy games and I eventually play them. It might take me a year, or it might take me even more than that. But I still have the game in my collection. I had Red Dead Redemption for almost 6-7 years in my collection on PS3. Never played it. When Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, I sat back and looked and said, damn, I wish I had the first Red Dead Redemption 1. I looked in there and I looked in my inventory and I said, whoa, I do have Red Dead Redemption. I played Red Dead Redemption 1 the whole time before Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. See, that's the point of buying games that you're interested in and then playing them later on. I have a whole bunch of digital games right now that I haven't played yet because I got games that I'm playing right now. But I'm going to get to them. And if I need them next year or need them some year now, like I'm stressed or something, I'm going through something or something else, I'm going to play them. But they never all go to waste. I don't have a big backlog. That's not a backlog. To me, technically, a backlog is a game that you started and you didn't play. I didn't start none of these new games that I have. I bought Hitman 3. Hitman 3 in the beginning of 2021. It's 2022. Didn't play that game at all. I'm not in the mood for a Hitman game yet. But I am going to get around to it because I beat every single Hitman. And I'm going to start off with Hitman 2. But when I get in the mood of it with a stealth genre, I'm going to play it. But this is why Sony has a strict policy with refunds. Because they know what you idiots do. And they know how you manipulate the system. And they know that this is what you do. They can't allow a bunch of people manipulating the system, but you're going to sit back and talk about anti-consumer. Most of you are anti-support. You turn around, you manipulate the system, you play a game for 24 hours or how long it takes to refund a game, and then you refund it. I'm accused of doing that too. See, what is it? What's got it? I did the same thing with GameStop. GameStop has a refund policy. I think it's 48 hours. I forgot how long the refund policy is. I did the same thing. I remember back in the day I played Devil May Cry 2. I didn't know that Devil May Cry 2 was so bad. I sold a whole bunch of good games in order to get Devil May Cry 2 because I wanted a part of my Devil May Cry collection. Got Devil May Cry 2. Two of my friends watched me beat that game in 6 hours. 7 hours. The whole time I plugged it in, it was the worst game I ever played and the worst money I ever spent. I learned from getting Devil May Cry 2 as a teenager to pick and choose my games wisely because I don't want to waste no money. Sometimes you do make mistake. I made mistake with Rage. I made mistake with Resident Evil 6. I made mistakes with Cyberpunk 2027. I mean 25, whatever it's 7. I made mistakes, but it didn't make mistakes 50, 60 times. That was what? Over the past literally 20 something years, 20, 30 something years. Devil May Cry, Haze, Devil May Cry, Haze, well, okay, Devil May Cry, Haze, Army of Two, Devil's Cartel, Resident Evil 6, Cyberpunk, Watch Dog Legion, and forgot the other game. But there was a list of games that I made mistakes in purchasing. I recovered from some of them. Some I didn't. But that was far in between. See, I'll tell you the backstory of these games and the reason why I didn't get them. I mean, I got them. Haze, I wanted to play something other than Call of Duty. And Haze was a good concept. It fooled everybody. It was a bad game. Cyberpunk and Watch Dog Legion was in the pandemic era. There was no content like that. It was nothing. So I bought up almost every single game I possibly could to make that year more salvageable. Resident Evil 6, it was a hype thing. It was, oh, they're going back to the old Resident Evil. I stopped messing with I stopped messing with Capcom ever since then. Ever since 2012, ever since Resident Evil 6. Then you had Army of Two, Devil's Cartel, and it didn't really pan out. And I'm glad I dropped the whole entire series of Army of Two. And everybody knows Army of Two is an OG. I bought bad games. I still own bad games because they're part of a collection. I own Fear 3. But at least I own the games. I don't try to manipulate the system. I only did that a few times. And I'm glad I did. Because these games is bad. Haze, I did it. The refund system. And Resident Evil. Oh, my fault. Breakpoint. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Because I thought they was going to do something better because I got fooled in believing YouTubers talking about the situation that happened in Ubisoft. And I thought they was going to change their game design based off the fact that they got in trouble for all this stuff and all the people were out. That's why I don't listen to gaming news like that no more because they manipulate people to buy games that you shouldn't be buying. But that is what? Almost 10 titles. Nearly 10 titles. I can count on both my hands how many mistakes I made buying the wrong game. And that's more than a 30-something year gaming career in gaming. But I didn't need to manipulate the system and keep doing it over and 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 over again and keep asking for a refund. I see the excuses all the time in the comment sections. Oh, I picked the wrong game. How do you pick the wrong game when it makes you, you got to make sure that you get the game. So you just pressing stuff just to press it. They give you a description. So you got the wrong game and you want your refund now, and they got to sit here and sell it on a, so you don't care if a company makes a lot of money so they can keep putting out content. You just want to absorb the content. This is the reason why streaming has went down, because they knew that people was manipulating, sharing accounts. They knew that you were sharing accounts with your friends and your family, and they wanted to make sure you pay. That's the reason why these prices got higher. They was tired of you manipulating the system. Don't think they don't know that you trying to manipulate the system. This is why streaming sites don't have day and date. And you want to bring that shit on gaming sites? You want Sony to do it? This is the reason why videos like this is the reason why Sony has a strict refund policy. Because they know what you're doing, and they don't want to lose money because you want free games. And you want to play everything for free and get it handed to you cheaply, while the cost of making video games is up. And everybody's hard work, from the people who makes the storylines to the designs to all the weapons, the sound designs, everything else, they won't get paid a lot of money. They'll be like the VA effects in Marvel. They don't get paid in Marvel, but they make billion-dollar movies, but they can't play they effects artists and everything else. So y'all want this kind of creativity come on Sony, so we don't have games like Xbox side, $1 trillion company who can't even produce single player games. They got to depend on online and what? Online, and still, or no, buy other people's property in order to say that they're exclusive to their console. While Sony grows their studios that they bought when they small, and they build them up to be big titles. I mean, big major names in gaming. Took years for them to have Naughty Dog to get their development right. It took years for Sucker Punch and Guerrilla Games to get their stuff right. But that took money, that took support from the gamers and different types of games and titles. You want to take that away? So that's me telling you, showing you and exposing these people, these PC fanboys and Xbox. They want us to be able to have to deal with the crap that they dealing with having no games. Stalker, that game didn't get any kind of title until 15 years later? It took them 15 years to put out a PC title. PC is supposed to be the so-called highest, fastest, betters way to play video games, but they don't get support from their software. So how they supposed to develop, how they supposed to support cost when they don't make money from the hardware? That's a different division. Stop letting these people rile you up about anti-consumerism and all this other stuff, because guess what? This is the reason why Sony has their policy, because speedrunners and people who manipulate the refund system.